Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming to ADI again this year. I hope you are all happy to be here, and I hope you've been enjoying some good Oregon liquor. Have you? All right. Well, I'm not going to dilly-dally up here. I'd like to introduce you to one of the people involved in seeing that liquor supply is steady and available and safe. And to welcome you all to Oregon, here is Will Higgins, the Deputy Director, is that right? Yes, Deputy Director of the Oregon Liquor Control Commission.
Good morning. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be here today, and honestly, right out of the chute, how impressed I am. I've already had a bunch of questions since I've been here about the marijuana program in Oregon. Most of you know the recreational marijuana program here is legal. I've had the opportunity to speak at a couple marijuana conferences and do the keynote or the welcoming like I am today, and I can assure you that the comparison between your attendance this morning and the marijuana community doesn't even come close. I think the last time I did this, the conference started at 10 for marijuana, and there was about 15 people that showed up. So anyway, what I wanted to do today, I was asked to do this about a month ago, and I thought, well, what in the world am I really going to say to the group besides welcome to Portland? So we are thrilled to have you here. We're thrilled to have you in Portland. We're thrilled to have you in Oregon, and we hope you take advantage of Oregon. But at the same time, for me personally, I've been at the OLCC for just about 4 years, but I've only been in this job as Deputy Director overseeing distilled spirits for about a year. So the room here and all your knowledge, you have much more than I do. So I thought I'd spend a few moments today just to talk in a snapshot about the distilled spirits program in Oregon, kind of the components of what we're doing, some numbers, and then I'll wrap it up. So I hope that works for all of you. I think first and foremost, when I got to the Liquor Commission, it was a highly, highly regulated industry. It was all about compliance, violations, and making sure that our partners, just not the distillers, but all of our partners were following the law, and if not, we had a pretty big hammer. And frankly, I don't know if we had the greatest reputation around the state. But as we grew, a lot of changes happened. Our commission changed significantly. The executive leadership team at the OLCC changed significantly. And we started looking at things primarily from a business perspective. And what that did is it led us right to our mission. And our mission at the time, like I said, was highly regulatory. That's what we did. We enforced liquor laws in the state. But as we took a look at what we really do in this state, it's about supporting businesses. It's about supporting livability. It's about supporting communities. And yes, we do have to regulate. We have a responsibility to the state to regulate liquor, but we want to do so in an education fashion first and enforcement fashion second. We want to educate people to get people in compliance. So our new mission reads, the OLCC mission is to support businesses, public safety, and community livability through education and the enforcement of liquor and marijuana laws. I can't tell you how important that message has been, I think, for the industry in general, but internally to the staff at the OLCC. Things have changed. We have our commissioner here today, Michael Harper. We have 7 commissioners. Michael Harper, could you stand up? This just represents how involved our commissioners are. I think Michael is steadfast in his beliefs about small communities or small business people, giving them an opportunity, and for the OLCC to do the best job they can to help them be successful. So some of our numbers. So the OLCC produces $1.3 billion a biennium in total liquor sales. We are the 3rd highest producer of revenues for the state of Oregon, only behind personal income tax and the Oregon Lottery. In looking at the different industries we serve, so you have beer, wine, cider, spirits, we realize it's a huge market and we have a big imprint across the state. The entrepreneurial spirit that Oregon businesses embrace is pushing our local craft alcohol industry forward at a pace that's really difficult to keep up with. So historically, if you look at Oregon, in the 70s, it was the growth of the wineries. In the 80s and 90s, the breweries hit. And now in the 2000s to where we are today, it's been all about distilleries and the growth of distilleries. So what does that mean in Oregon? Well, Oregon is among the leaders in the nation in distilling. Oregon distillery products make up about 12% or over 12% of the overall distilled spirit sales in the state. There are nearly 100 distilleries in Oregon, which I believe is at the top of the nation. Distillery retail outlets give local distilleries an opportunity to sell products right out of their tasting rooms. And another unique thing is distilleries can have up to 5 distillery retail outlet locations to support their businesses. And then underneath all this, when I talk about our mission, it's really about communication, it's about openness, it's about transparency. Face it, we're the regulator. We're never going to agree with everything, but we're willing to listen. And one of the things we've done is on a quarterly basis, we invite the distillery industry in to sit down with the leadership at the OLCC just to talk about operational things, what can we do differently to help support your businesses, what policies are out there, either through development of our administrative rules or through statutes with the Oregon legislature, can we come agreement with and help support you moving forward? So we have those conversations. We try to be transparent, we try to let you know what we can support and those things that we can't, but find a way to work around those. And what's really interesting about Oregon is Oregon carries 800 items produced by Oregon distilleries that are available in our 270 agent liquor stores. So that leads me to another component of our program is retail expansion. If you're from outside of Oregon, you might not know, but we've been under a phase of retail expansion for some time. And it's really because of Oregon's population growth over the last few decades. We're in the midst of embarking on the largest retail expansion in this state since Prohibition. We have added close to 30 stores over the last couple of years and expect to add at least 30 more by July of 2019, which will give us over 300 stores statewide. I think if you look back 2 or 3 years, we were probably around 240 to 250 stores. So we're excited about that opportunity. The goal is really simple. We want to provide convenience for the customers so they have access to your products, and we want to raise additional revenue for the state of Oregon. But the other thing we're focused on is as we add stores, what do we do to support our agents, to support your products, to support their customers so we can add value? And about 4 years ago, we started a retail training program or an agent training program. Next month, we'll be hosting our 4th annual Agent Education Conference. This event is a great opportunity to listen to our agents about any concerns they might have and to bring the industry leaders like yourselves in to offer education to assist them with their products. These educational conferences have been theme-based in the past to support and educate agents about specific products. So this is the 4th. So we've had a theme based on whiskey, Irish whiskey, bourbons. We've done a section on rum. We had a section or a theme on tequila. This year will be gin. We have 2 world-renowned producers, Hendricks and Tanqueray, giving presentations, and we also have 2 local producers this year that we're really excited about to come in and talk to our agents about their products, how those products sell within the stores, how to market those products. So really, that kind of gives you a snapshot of what we're all about. To say again, we really want to be transparent. We want to welcome the industry. We think it's our job to help you be successful within that sandbox of the regulation. So with that, I think I'll shut up and sit down. But welcome to Portland. You know, if you're from out of the area, you've probably heard, but I can tell you, the nightlife quality here is pretty outstanding. It sounds to me like you had some of that last night. We'll have a good time tonight. Go to the restaurants, go to the bars, go to our food carts, and have a great time. Enjoy the scenic beauty of Portland, and thanks again for having me.